Welcome to another very
Why?
special episode of Cheap
Yes, a
Shots.
special episode with my name spelled with an O, since
Is it
we're
really? Where?
Superman, Lex Luthor.
Where's that? No, he's got it spelled right. Anyway,
Luthor at the tourney in the NFL draft.
oh, up top. Oh, he fixed it.
What? Boom.
Anyway, as always, I'm Micah Warren along with Luther Broughton, who just got back from the NCAA tournament, so he's going to tell us all about that. But
No,
first,
I'm not.
no. Yeah, you are. But
I'm
first,
still hurting.
Luther. Okay, well, Luther has some hot takes on Ukrainian refugees. Tell us what you were telling us before the show about race.
Well, listen, I think if they're black, no, I do not have any political takes ever.
So anyway, Luther, you did go to the Final Four though.
I
So
did. I
you
have.
were happy. Come on, you got to the final. Stop it.
No,
Luther's a
no,
UNC
no, no,
fan.
no, 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 no. You don't get happy going to the finals. You can't accept losing. Listen, I'm proud of the guys, but we had a 15-point lead going into the second half. Now, look,
Mhm.
we only go like 6 or 7 deep. We had three guys hurting, and Kansas turned it on. But look, the main event of the weekend
Mhm.
was, of course,
Strip clubs.
UNC versus Duke for the first time ever in the NCAA tournament. In my opinion, the greatest rivalry in sports. My opinion, I don't want to debate it. It's just my opinion. I think it's the greatest rivalry in sports. Obviously, I'm from the Carolinas, so that gives me a little bit of a bias. People in Texas will say, get out of here, Texas, Oklahoma. People will say,
New York and Boston. Don't even
Yankees,
start with them. Yeah.
Yankees, Red Sox. I get it. I don't want to argue it. I just think it's my
No one's
opinion that
arguing.
that's the rivalry of sport. No, not you. But you know how everything is a debate, and
Yeah.
all I'm doing is giving my opinion. If we said, all right, let's debate this, that's one thing. That's just my opinion. But whatever. We'll start there. And listen, our guys took Coach K out again. We beat him for his last game ever at Cameron Indoor Stadium and his last game ever as a coach. And it was in the NCAA Final Four, the first time we ever played them. That was very fulfilling.
Yeah, so you can't be crying too much that you lost in the
No,
final. Yeah, it stings. The lead
I'm gonna
stings. I
finish
get
it up.
it.
I'm gonna finish it up. I didn't go there to see us beat Duke. I went there to see us win the final. Your team gets to the Final Four, you're 2 wins away from a championship, bro.
Mhm.
But Micah, I get what you're saying. We were the eighth seed. The lowest
Yeah.
seed to ever win a tournament is your local
Villanova.
team beating Georgetown, shooting 78% from the
Yeah.
field. Wow, that was ridiculous.
Yes.
But I didn't go for that, Micah. I thought we should have won, and I thought we were exhausted. Listen, I'm a couch coach. I thought Hubert should have given guys more playing time. Other guys should have got more 3, 4 minute stretches. The guys were exhausted, and a couple of them were limping up and down the court. And but look, man, it was in New Orleans. My hotel got lucky again. Remember, I went to the Super Bowl a few years ago, and I kept looking on my Hyatt app, and finally there were rooms at the Hyatt that was super expensive early in the week. I guess they opened up some rooms, and it was the NFL's official hotel. So I walk in, I'm like, there's Barry Sanders, there's Jerry, there's everybody, and I'm like, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this is you guys' hotel." I'm like, I'm not you guys. I'm not one of those special veterans. I just came down because I live in Charlotte. Same
Wait, so
thing.
you got the room because you played in the NFL?
No, I just happened to choose the Hyatt that was the NFL's official hotel that
Oh,
weekend.
okay.
This weekend, same thing. I didn't even want that Hyatt. I wanted Hyatt House, but it was on the same block, and Hyatt House stopped having rooms available with points. I had saved a lot of points. I was like, shit, I ain't spending 500 a night. I got points. So
Again?
they didn't right. They didn't have any for Hyatt House. So I was like, oh, Hyatt Regency is steps away. I'll get that. I get there and I see all this registration for credentials and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, oh, there's Andy Katz and there's so and so. And I'm like, oh, this is the official hotel. So it was pretty cool when you go up to your room and I'm thinking, planning my weekend, how many Ubers I got to take. We're going up the elevator. We're walking to the elevator. I look across. There's the Superdome. Not
No
far,
kidding.
right next door. Dude, we only took an Uber. Was it once? Because we didn't want to, because we valeted the car so we wouldn't have to find parking.
Sure.
We went to oh, I know what. We took an Uber home. So Jeff Sexton,
Yes.
in our group. Jeff lives in New Orleans, and I told you last week he was moving. He's in the Netherlands right now. He moved this weekend. Well, we went to Jeff's house, and there was this huge barbecue festival for charity. So we went there and had a good time. We drove to Jeff's house. We Ubered to the event, and it was all fucking night. My foot was hurting. I was drunk and tired. And we Ubered back to the hotel. Otherwise, we walked to lunch, walked to Bourbon Street,
Sure.
walked everywhere. Well, we didn't get to Charlie. Charlie was always packed. But man, it's Bourbon Street. It's New Orleans. So I had a blast. Now I was drained, and to top it off, speaking of being drained, flights were triple going into New Orleans. So I flew into Baton Rouge for a lot cheaper, right? I mean, I'd say thousands, but Baton Rouge is 70 miles away. I ended up, hold on. I ended up changing my flight because there was rain coming. My initial flight connected in Dallas. I was going to get home like 7. I want to take Cam to his basketball training because I had missed, some stuff already. His
absentee father
and all that stuff. So I flopped my flight, I canceled my flight because I found a flight on American Airlines, straight flight, but it flew out at 6:20. Well, you don't want to miss your flight because there are no more flights. So I had to the game was over. It's a 9:00 game, 8:00 there. Dude, I got like 2 hours of sleep because I had to get in an Uber at like 3:30. And the Uber was a talkative guy, and he wouldn't let me sleep. But he was nice. He was
read the room.
But I think he was talking to stay up too.
Oh, that's great from your Uber driver.
Right. Well, no, I don't know. He wasn't yawning. He didn't look tired. But I'm like, and he was a truck driver. I was like, this is probably strategic. So I just engaged him the whole time. Dude, I got home yesterday, and all of a sudden I woke up because Cam turned on the light, and I'm thinking, where am I and what time is it? It was like 6:30. I had fallen asleep, and just in a sleeping on a made up bed. It was so weird. Cam was like, "Whoa, I didn't even know you were there. The bed is half made up." So today I slept like I took drugs, and I slept hard. I finally got some sleep, bro.
No work got done.
I worked today. Last night I slept so hard, and that alarm went off, and I wanted to fight it, but I got back in the groove today, and I'm still a little hurt from Tar Heels losing by 3, bro. God.
Yeah, it stings, but too many of the good things happen, and you got to go to the Final Four. I did not. I don't even have a team, and I don't think Boston University is going to make it to the tourney anytime soon.
I mean, that would have been great if the Braves and the Tar Heels and Dawn Staley won another one. And I enjoyed that because I'm a big Dawn fan. So,
well, before we get to other stuff,
weekend, and in the middle of this weekend, the Eagles made a smart trade.
I was gonna segue to that, and you interrupted my segue. It was
Well,
brilliant.
you're not good at it, so I had to fix it
I
for you.
I know, but I actually it wasn't really a segue. I was just gonna. I had a question for you before we get back into sports. Have you seen Don't Look Up?
Mm-mm.
Leonardo
Is it good?
DiCaprio, Adam McKay. Never mind. I
I
watched it last night, and I was just
what
curious if
it is,
anyone else saw it.
but is it good?
I think it's absolutely hysterical. I think it's brilliant.
Oh,
But
it's
I'm a
a
huge
comedy.
yeah, but you got to pay
It's
attention
one of
to it.
those serious. I got it. All right, well, I'll watch it, dude. I've been not watching a lot of stuff because it's like this doesn't look good, and then people are like, "What's wrong with you? That was
I know.
great." So,
Like
but that
Bridgerton,
works
and
for me.
everyone's like, "Oh, you haven't seen this?" Like, I just finished
Yeah,
Ozark.
I hadn't seen Bridgerton, and I don't know if I'm interested. And I haven't. I told you on the show I hadn't watched the last season of Ozark because they split it.
Yes,
So
but
I
the
don't
first 8
want
are
to
in.
watch part of it, man.
Well, it's 8 and 8, so I mean, it's 2 pretty full seasons.
Yeah, that's true, but I want to watch it all together. So
That's
uh,
fine too. I
let's,
love that show. I'm sorry to see it go, but you
I
can
could
only
binge the first 3 seasons again so I could listen to Ruth go, I don't know shit about fuck.
dude, she is the best. And by the way,
I love Ruth.
Laura, well, her name is escaping me. Did you watch Inventing Anna?
I did watch Inventing Anna.
That's Ruth. You know that, right? It doesn't look like her at all.
Duh.
All
She
right.
even
Well,
kind of sounds like Ruth.
no, she's got like some German, but I've been here for several years accent.
Yeah, but you could totally hear Ruth in that.
Don't
She's
criticize her at all, ever, ever.
I love Julia
Don't.
Garner. You tripping.
She is she is
She's
awesome.
awesome. She was on something else that before I watched Ozark, and she was pretty good. And I was like, "Who is this girl? She's good." And God, what was it?
We'll have to hit up IMDb. But in the
Oh,
meantime, before we hit up IMDb, which most people should know what that is, yeah. So the Eagles and Saints made a bit of a trade here, and just before I get into that, it's the reason. And oh, this is a segue talking about movies. I never watched Draft Day, the feature film.
it
Um,
was such a bad movie that
I heard it was
I
awful.
enjoyed it, and it was horrible. None of that stuff could happen
That's
ever.
what. That's why I won't watch it.
Not even in Cam's world. It was funny to me. I laughed like half the movie, but I liked it.
All right,
I,
that's fine. Like watching Entourage, where you're like, "This is absolute garbage," but I can't stop watching it.
oh, it wasn't even quite that good. But listen, I kind of want you to watch it so you can see how ridiculous it is.
Well, as soon as I heard that they trade
It's
up to the first overall pick in the draft and still don't know who they're going to take, you lost me. I can't do it. I can't do it.
ridiculous. I'm like, what is going on? And then all this and the stuff was going on like that, like literally like 2 minutes before the draft. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
Stop. You wouldn't make that trade because if there was 3 guys you loved, at best you're sliding up to 3 during the draft when someone's on the clock, depending on who
you just
fell.
stay at where you are. It
Or
was so bad. It's so funny to me
how did no one
because
find that
people,
hole in the script?
yeah, it's like, who wrote this?
So my
And then
point being, usually when you trade picks the way the Eagles and Saints did, which without, I mean, I guess we'll get into a little bit of the trade here on the Props Network. The Eagles had 15, 16, and 19. They traded 19 and 16 for the 18 pick this year. So you only lose the 1 first-round pick this year. They got a first-round pick next year, some 6th and 7th swapped like no one cares. A second in 2024.
No.
What?
They got a third in that.
I was just saying a third in this draft. That's what I just
Okay.
said.
They got a
Yeah, I
third
didn't.
and a
Yeah,
second, right?
yeah. The second is 2024, which
Right.
whatever. It'll come soon enough. It's kind of
It's
like
still a second.
when
But
people
guess what?
buy.
What
When
what happens with that, Micah? Dude, we had 3 first-round picks that were gonna guarantee a ton of cap space.
You're exactly right. You had to pay them. Yeah, you got to pay them.
And then they were probably gonna come up at the same time because hopefully they all be good.
All things going well, you're right. They would all be up
So
after, or at least up for the fifth.
listen, I love the guys in the draft, but I understood this. And they're also loading up in case we need a QB.
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons for the Eagles to do this. Right now, it doesn't matter. What it
Right
does
now,
matter for, and this is what I'm talking about, the Saints to make a move like that, that's usually an on-the-clock draft day thing, when there's not like a major player
when they
involved.
have a deal that they're about to make to jump up, right? That's what
Right.
that seemed like to me.
So to me, the Saints are getting those 2 first-rounders because they probably want to jump to the Giants. I think are at 5 and 7. If they want a Malik Willis or a Pickett, it's for a quarterback. Come on, it's for a quarterback. But I do not believe that the Saints make this trade this far out of the draft. Yeah,
they're not.
I have a tough time believing
it. Yeah, that's like, isn't that what we did when we traded for Wentz? Didn't we make an earlier trade?
It was a series of trades to get out of Kiko Alonso, to get out of DeMarco Murray. And how he did it. I mean, I think he gave up Kiko. I forget what was the other thing. They got the 8th pick out of the Dolphins, and then used that to get up to 2. It was great work. I don't have problems with how he's wheeling and dealing. I really don't. It's his drafting that really bothers me, and it's really, really poor at the top. His lower level drafting is usually pretty solid. Mm-hmm. That's great. Why can't we apply those principles to the top of the draft? Whatever you're thinking of in the lower rounds, apply it to the top of the draft.
It's not cute enough, bro.
You're right.
Get a cute guy.
No, you're exactly right. And they've proven it with Jalen Reagor.
Which means we're drafting Jameson Williams, right?
Oh, I kind of thought that earlier today.
He would have been a top 8 guy, tore that ACL. We're taking him, right?
Hey, if you go back to 2017, to your point, Luther, they nabbed Sidney Jones in the 2nd round. He was projected to be a top 5, top 10 pick. I'll do that. He had a torn Achilles. That is value that's worth it. And it didn't work out.
You know how we are. We like that type of stuff. But listen, I'm not going to complain about something that hadn't happened yet. I'm going to go ahead and be happy with what's going on right now, because I think it was a good trade. Hey, let me ask you something. Ask Zach. Oh, Zach and Micah. Who's Kimberly Vertoli?
That's my girlfriend. Why did she like your Facebook? Did she connect with you on Facebook?
Oh, she just added me on Facebook.
Okay. Yeah, that's my girlfriend.
I'm about to hit on her.
Uh-huh. So wait. Are we going to shift the comments from my mother to Kim?
Oh, no, your mom is harder.
I'll let her know she'll be thrilled.
And she likes me back. Kim might give me a hard time. Your mom is all into me. So
Kim's best friend likes you more. Her friend Alyssa is a huge fan of the show. I still haven't figured out why, but she thinks you're awesome, and it just really made me. She's wonderful in all aspects until I heard her say she likes Luther a lot. And
I love it.
She's the one that I have to at some point. Even if you have to. She wants your opinion so badly on Aaron Hernandez. She's watched like 3 documentaries and read 3 or 4 books, and I'm not kidding. She's studied the entire thing. She goes, "What's Luther think? What's Luther think?" And all I could think of was, who cares what Luther thinks?
She does.
About anything. She does. And I always tell her, I'll ask.
In the NFL, that means something to some random people, like my son and Kim's friend and my mom, and that's about it.
Thank you for not throwing and your mom in there too.
Well,
I appreciate the restraint.
Like, I have to lay back a little bit because your feelings might get hurt, but you're gonna be my stepson soon. So,
oh my God,
I gotta keep you gotta support your kids.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I appreciate that. Does that mean Nellie is your step granddaughter? Because she got college coming up in 12 years.
Step granddaughter. That is exactly what she is.
Well, if you start saving now, she'll be in good shape to go to college. Well, a good one too. Don't go cheap on me.
She needs to start playing tennis right now. Because I've been taking Cam to workouts and all this stuff. Like, there's a little bit of I need you to get a scholarship, son.
But I don't think Nellie's going to get a sports scholarship anytime soon. If 6 years old is an early indicator.
Say that right now, and in 6 years, Nellie's going to be the best point guard in so and so city schools and start getting recruited by Dawn Staley.
And she's the tallest. She
You're
is
going to be
tall.
like,
I bet she's
holy
taller than
cow,
Cam.
Ellie can hoop. Watch.
How old's Cam?
Cam's 8. He turns 9 in August.
Okay, so she's 6, but she's closer to 3 years behind him. How tall is he?
I don't even know Cam's height.
You know what? I have a rough idea of my
He's
daughter's height, but I don't really.
like 75-ish in the spectrum. He's pretty. I've got long legs and hands and feet, and Cam's got long legs and not this negative torso.
I was
So
gonna say he's much more slender than you are.
He's got a normal torso, which means he could be pretty tall. Because again, I have 6'6" legs, a 6'8" reach, 10.5-inch hands.
Oh, you had to get that in there. Okay.
15 shoes and 2 feet of torso.
Wait, you have 15-inch shoes? You're 6'2", right?
Yep.
I'm 6'3", and I have really small feet for a tall person. I'm an 11 or a 12.
That's kind of normal, though.
Not for someone that's 6'3".
You could 12 is pretty normal. At least you're not a 9.
I'm a women's 9.
Dude, I don't even know what to call Ari. My ex-sister-in-law.
I have that problem too as I go through a divorce too.
Ari and I, we talk a lot. Like, we've always gotten along. Ari wears a size 7 kids because she was like, she called me middle name, and she's like, Rashard, can you get these with your for me? Because she was doing something and I have a cool discount. And I said, cool, what size? She was like, it was like I forgot what woman. She said, I said, all right, these are kids' shoes. And she started laughing. I said, what? She's like, I wear 7 kids. I'm 5'3". And I'm like, oh my God, no wonder your kids don't even steal your shoes anymore.
Now, what made you think to ask why'd you ask me who Kim was? Because we're connected?
Because she just added me on Facebook.
Yeah, but what made you think to ask me? That could have been anybody.
Because mutual friends were Zach and Micah. And I said Zach and Micah. Who is Kim?
So anyway, here's something that I didn't realize until today, which I guess I'm not shocked. You can bet on anything, and that's what we're here for at the Props Network. I didn't know you can bet on draft selections. So I saw this guy on Yahoo was writing about I don't know what this means. You can explain it to me. It said Malik Hooker at 2 to the Lions is a plus 400.
Malik Hooker? He's already in the league.
Malik Willis, not the DB.
Oh,
not the DB. I know.
Say, please don't take that guy's advice.
He's re-entering the draft.
Yeah. So wait, they're a plus 200?
Plus 400 for Malik Willis to go to the Lions at 2.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
I see all these bets with plus whatever, and I'm like, what does that even mean?
I know the spread, and I know over under.
Don't you have to bet? Don't you lose like 200 off of what you bet? Like, you got to bet 1,000 to make 800, maybe?
Zach, do you know the answer to this? Where's our producer, Zach? No, Zach doesn't know. He's probably not
Zach,
even...
pull your pants up and answer the question.
Put your pants up and answer the question. So, but I did see the... Okay, thank you for chiming in with, I don't know.
Oh, I wish Jeff was available. Jeff would know.
I mean, I'm sure I could Google it. But anyway, that's not what I'm here for. So the other one had minus 7.5, meaning where that person's going to get taken. I understand. That makes sense to me. But so right now, Luther, how much have you been following the draft and the mocks and the dumb opinions that are everywhere?
Well, of course I look at it, but they all mean nothing to me because it's like one draft has one guy going 1, another one has a different guy, another guy has that same guy at 8. I'm like, really?
But you can get an idea of who's good and who's not.
I know. I didn't say that. I said it just doesn't matter because of stuff like that. It's like,
don't matter. The show doesn't matter.
None
of it matters.
That's true.
So, I mean, you can get an idea. Although I got to tell you, what really, really pisses me off about mock drafts If you're going to do a mock draft, fine. Go through, take the good players. This team needs X. They're going to fine. I get it. You read enough of them and it's whatever. I can't stand when they're like, the Packers make a crazy move to trade up to 4. What world do you live in?
Dude,
like, stop with the fake trades.
Listen, the fake trades.
What a waste of time.
I've seen the Eagles make so many fake trades, and I'm like,
yeah,
this doesn't even make sense.
Howie loves Achilles Smith, and he's going to make a move into the top. Jesus. It's so stupid. I'm not.
Okay, Micah, hold on.
Yes.
What are plus 200 odds? When odds are expressed as a plus or minus followed by a number, they are American money line odds. Plus 200 signifies the amount of a bettor could win if wagering $100.
So 100 gets you 200, 100 gets you 400 in this case.
Yes. If that bet works out, the player will receive a total payoff of 300. 200 net profit plus the $100 initial stake. So what was that bet for Malik Hooker?
Plus Malik. Oh God. Oh, like that was the craziest misspeak ever. Stop it.
Totally
misspeak. At least he was a first rounder. It was plus 400 for Malik Willis to go to the Lions. And I kind of did. You can't tell me they're in love with Goff.
Yeah, right. But it looks like they're not ready to draft another quarterback. They're still building because they need more. So that's probably why you can get $400 for betting $100. It's a good payout.
I think it is a good bet. I think there's a chance they would do it.
There's a chance, but there's a chance they are taking one of those defensive ends.
Oh, Sam has joined us from Australia. Good to see you. The Brewers hat.
Oh, screw Sam. You're ugly. What Micah's hat is ugly. What about mine?
That's ridiculous. Actually, what a good segue, Luther. You accidentally did your job. Baseball's this week. Couple days.
And
I don't know. Do people bet on baseball? I know you can bet on anything, but other than like fantasy or daily fantasy.
Baseball, bro.
Daily fantasy is fun for baseball.
It's like 1,000 games. Like tonight, they just might lose 3-1. Like, how do you bet that consistently?
Rich doesn't want to talk about baseball, but we have to. So you know what? I will make
the season starts this week, big fella.
I know.
Rich.
Because I'm a Braves fan. I'm all excited. I think you're gonna problem.
Just wants to jump off of a high truck onto a table at a tailgate. That's what Rich wants.
He's a Bills fan.
Oh,
and you know what? You know what's funny? While we're on that topic, just for Rich, when people, I had somebody say to me a couple weeks ago about, everyone says Eagles fans are terrible, but look at the Bills fans. And I was like, yeah, but the Bills fans are just hurting themselves. They're not hurting like other teams' fans. They're just hurt, they're doing backflips onto
we don't hurt other teams' fans as much as the Raiders.
Raiders are bad.
Dude, our fans get a bad rap. We talk a lot of shit.
You know why Philly fans get a bad rap.
Yeah.
Because in Philly, they all say, well, everybody's got their bad fans. And I'm like, yeah, but ours are proud of it. They wear it like a badge of honor that they're derelicts.
Are really proud of it. Yes, we are really proud of it. Rich said that.
I'm not repeating that. But so for baseball, it got me thinking about something else. I was looking through somebody.
All right, Sam, get out of here.
What's up, Sam? How are things down in Australia? It's his winter coming up soon. Screw him.
I can't believe he lives in Australia. There's probably a giant venomous snake sitting on his car right now.
One can only hope.
He just shoos it away because there's an alligator laying on the porch and a spider that's this big. I will never, ever voluntarily visit Australia.
It's a long plane ride. I wouldn't want the plane ride. I'd go to Australia.
The plane ride isn't the problem with me. It's dying from getting bitten by a tiny poisonous something as soon as I get there.
What are you staying in the outback?
That's just how in my mind, I think there's just stuff everywhere. And
probably is. So what do you think the odds are that Sam has like plastic kangaroos in his front yard?
He's got real kangaroos in his front yard.
So anyway, I was looking at some of the baseball stuff and the predictions because it matters so much. And it actually got me thinking about other things because I have no interest in baseball preseason rankings. It's all garbage.
Oh,
Obviously, because the Dodgers were one Freddie Freeman short of being really good. Jesus
right.
Christ.
They're so stacked every year.
And supposedly, I've been hearing again about the Padres, and this is what got me thinking. First of all, Tatis is out for 2 months, and this is how good Fernando Tatis is. The fact that people like Luther and I, we watch baseball. The fact that we know who he is on the Padres, you know how good you have to be for a national audience to know who you are on the Padres. So this is what got me thinking. Are the Padres the most irrelevant team in the 4 major sports?
Ooh,
The Jaguars got to be up there.
Jags.
The Lions don't count because they gave us Barry and Megatron for Thanksgiving for so many years. So they're like exempt for a while. But I was thinking, like, who does not counting hockey because you're going to find it tough.
Sacramento Kings.
Chris Webber was a long time ago.
Stupid stuff with their draft picks.
But I mean, the Padres, they're just that bad. And as Zach and I were talking about before, it'd be fun to go down there for like a baseball week or weekend. You could get tickets to whatever you wanted. Think about this. The people out in Southern California are already bored probably with Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani. Right. They could come to play the Padres and you'd still get great tickets because no one cares. They don't care.
They got other stuff to do.
Now, so this is my argument then for Anaheim or for LA Angels of Anaheim, whatever stupid. They can't even name their team right. You have the 2 best players probably in the world and you still stink.
Yeah, how does that happen?
So they have to get a vote just for that. But yeah, I mean, obviously Philly's different because that's his home area. But if the Angels come to Philadelphia or the East Coast, forget it. You know, people want to go see Trout. But in San Diego, nobody cares. They don't care.
Yeah, they just can't wait for Acuna Jr. to come out there.
Wait, is he healthy this year?
He's coming off a torn ACL.
Right, which he did middle of last year.
Yeah, he's coming off a torn ACL, so we just.
But he's going to be back then. Just say he's going to be back.
Yeah, you asked if he's healthy. He's not playing 100% yet, so no. But he'll be back at some point.
All right. So do you still like the Braves' chances to win the division?
I love the Braves' chances. I always love the Braves' chances. I'm biased.
No, you can't be a fan. This is the Props Network. This is about gambling. This is people's livelihood on the line.
Dude, we just won the damn World Series. We were already good, and we replaced Freddie with a good first baseman. Listen, I know, and we won without Acuna Jr. and we get him back, so he's like a free agent. So yeah, I think we can win a division, but it's baseball.
It's a decent division though, and if there's anything Luther and I will agree on baseball wise, can't stand the Mets. I mean, just later for them. And DeGrom is already.
Madoffs can suck it, dude.
That's what you get. That's what you get for Bernie Madoff and the Bobby Bonilla contract.
Oh, that's so awesome. Listen,
which is the greatest thing in all of sports contracts.
The fact that the Phillies and the Braves are in the same division really kind of sucks for me because I kind of want the Phillies to be my second team because I'm a trans. I play
trans.
Yeah, I can't do that. And
no,
I'm
you can't.
Certainly not like supporting the Yankees. Like my dad likes the Yankees. Like no,
you gotta pick somebody like the Padres that has no impact
right, or somebody with like I like Mike Trout. Oh, who doesn't? Whatever. I don't want to watch the Angels.
So you can't have the Phillies as your second team.
I can't have 2 teams, so I just go Braves. I'm all in.
Just like it kills me that some of my favorite NFL players of all time are Redskins. It's just I hate them worse than the Cowboys. I just can't stand that franchise. And let's spin it back to sports, Luther. With football, the Redskins are first of all. Let's start with the team name. Washington Commanders is so stupid.
It's not.
Now they're going to get nicknamed the Commies, and It's a dumb name anyway. It doesn't roll off the tongue. How many syllables do you need in your team? Washington Commanders. I mean, that's just way too much. I can't
Yeah,
handle it. And I hate them. And I hate Dan Snyder. And he is in trouble. I don't know if you saw the
how's he
reports this
always
week.
in trouble, bro? He needs to sell the team and go do something else. Like,
I just wanted to thank Flowers. I want to thank you for getting that joke. I just saw what you wrote. Thanks. I didn't think anyone else heard it. Anyway,
hey,
the Snyder is now being accused, and and Florio made this point, I think, with Pro Football Talk. All the other owners will have his back as much as they can because they all do. They're all part of a network, the brethren, whatever you want. Once they think you're taking money from them, you got to go, bro. So for people that don't know or care, well, you're listening to this show. I don't know what to tell you. You need a hobby. All the visitor ticketing, all the ticketing that goes to stadiums for a game, 40% gets put into a pool for the entire league. What they do with it exactly, I don't really know. But supposedly Snyder hasn't been putting his 40% in. Now you would think someone noticed that at some point. Like, hey, Luther, you play poker, you play Texas Hold'em once in a
no,
while. Like, I'm a casual player. I like to play once in a while. If I had friends, which I don't, so I don't play. But you can always tell when the antes are light and someone's just like, all right, light, who's light? Who's light? Someone did an ante. Wouldn't that be the same thing like way long ago
no,
with Washington? Who's
not
light? This feels a little light.
because when your auntie has 48 billion in there and you're missing 1.5 billion, you go, seems
Accounting
okay.
error.
Seems right. Seems
Sheila in
right.
accounting screwed something up.
Yeah. So yeah, that's so lame, dude.
But if that's true, they're gonna boot him, Luther.
Oh,
They might Donald Sterling him.
They need to Sterling him. He's
But
such
yeah,
a jackass.
he's awful. And I don't think the Reds. God, I can't stop calling him the Redskin. I don't think the Washington fan base would be terribly upset if he went away.
I don't think they will be either. They should be happy about it.
All right, so what else we have on the docket this evening? All right. Let's get back to a little NBA. When I say get back to, I mean we never got to it in the first place, so we're just now getting to it. Talk about teams. I'm sick of hearing about LeBron and the Lakers. They're just terrible. They're garbage. I don't really want to talk about that. The MVP race is kind of interesting. Obviously, I'm a little biased, and
Listen,
if I take the name MVP at its word, it's most valuable player to your team. JoJo's got a strong case for that in Philly. He is their team right now.
I don't even know what the most valuable player means. I don't even know if it really means most valuable player.
It doesn't.
Because if that's the case, you could have picked LeBron for more years than he won. You could have picked Jordan for every year that he played. Just whatever. So I'd say if it's not Embiid or Jokic or Giannis, those are the only three.
No Doncic?
No, Luka was fat the first quarter of the season, and that keeps him out of it. And
Fat
he's
shaming
admitted
them.
he was out of shape. He was fat. He was out of shape and he looked like me. He was pudgy. He was walking up and down the court, like breathing like Biggie in a no more money, more problems video. Like you can't do that.
Okay, fine. And obviously, I think I would have liked to see if Ja stayed healthy.
Who?
Ja Morant.
Oh, absolutely.
But he hasn't played it. He's not even getting reevaluated for another week.
Do you see their record without him?
20-2.
Not that he doesn't matter.
I know.
That team is put together, dude.
I agree with you.
They got a bunch of players who can play. They're not all stars, but their bench they go down to number 10 can get out there and play.
I agree. I mean, I can't believe what they're doing without him. So I think he has another week before they said he's going to be reevaluated. I don't know. Is there a likelihood he's going to play in the playoffs, to your knowledge?
Who, Ja?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll play.
That's a big deal. Otherwise, I think he would have been considered. That kid is that good. But if you have to cast it, who you casting your vote for?
Oh boy. I gotta look at some stuff. I would like to look at some stuff again, but if I had to pick again,
Points
dude,
aside, because you can make a statistical argument
no,
for any of
no.
the three that you named.
Listen, points matter, but I can look at everything. Dude, Jokic is better than he was last year.
Mm-hmm.
I'd pick Jokic. I want to pick Joel. I want to because I like him, but Jokic is ridiculous, and his numbers are better, even better, dude. I'm not going to argue with any of the calls though. I just can't. I can't, dude. Embiid is dominant. He's dominant in a different, shacky, scary way.
Mm-hmm.
Jokic is a big ass point guard, and he also defends well for a slowish, non-jumping guy. He's their best passer. He does. He's so good. And then you get Giannis. It's like, and all those guys are foreigners, so to speak.
Yeah, they are. It's true. Well, Joel is from. He's not from Senegal. He's from Cameroon.
Cameroon.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that'll be interesting. Ultimately, it doesn't matter, and ultimately, it shouldn't matter. And with the playoffs here, the East is a mess.
How's the East a mess? The East is actually more talented now.
No, that's what I mean. But I mean, it's a garbled at the top.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
for the longest time,
good.
the top 4 or 5 were a
That's
game or two
good.
apart. No, I know.
I love it. And on top of that, the Nets have had halfway Kyrie and an injured KD, and they're a top seed that's now going to probably be an 8. That even makes it's nuts.
It screws the Heat.
The Heat, or they could get to 7, and they're going to play the Sixers or the Heat or the Bucks in the first round. That's going to be great.
Whew. It should be a good playoff season. I'm not too excited about my Sixers. I can't. I don't know, Luther. I'm sure you didn't see it. There was some stats I think that Ruben Frank from CSN Philly had posted on. I think it was like Harden's last 10 shooting games. Luther.
He's been like that the past couple years. He's just
Luther. I'm talking like 10 games in a row, 4 for 13, 5 for 8, like awful. I mean, a whole string of them, awful. Now I know he does more than that. He's great. He having him out there changes things. I get it. Boy, if he's not lighting it up, they got serious problems because I don't want to rely on Tobias Harris. Love Maxey. Oh my God, I love Maxey. And then the bench sucks. It's terrible.
I'm a Maxey fan.
I'm a huge Maxey fan. And he's only 21 years old.
Well, he's only in his second year, so how old can you be? Shut up. The Great Hornets are
unnecessary.
The Great Hornets are going to make the play-in.
Oh, awesome!
Yeah.
You have season tickets, and you probably couldn't name 3 players on their team.
You're complaining about being the 2 seed. Get the hell out of here! And don't fucking call me a bandwagoner in 4 years when the Hornets are good too.
Right, when they had Larry Johnson and Alonzo Mourning, they were going to be so awesome. They were going to be so awesome.
I don't want to hear anything when they're good, and people are like, "Oh, you're just now going to their games." Shut up. We won 10 games in the season, and I was there. It was not a lot of us there, but I was there.
That's 1 game away from the record. Isn't it still the 9 from the Sixers in 73?
No, the Hornets won less than that in the shortened year. I said 10. I was being facetious. We were terrible. No, I think it was percentage. We were awful that the shortened year.
Yeah.
We were the Bobcats. So, yeah.
So that doesn't count. Yeah.
Like Rich Flowers said, how about them Lakers? They put together that old, decrepit, injured team. I'm so glad they're not in the playoffs. I don't want to hear about them. I don't want to hear Russell Westbrook complain about being heckled.
How many more teams are going to add them thinking he puts them over the top?
Exactly. How many more teams are going to think Russell can take them somewhere?
He's perfect for. He's perfect for like the Pistons. We got nothing going on. Just throw him in there, pay him, and maybe someone will show up and
Don't
watch.
ruin the Pistons for Detroit fans. He's perfect for the Kings. Go out to Sacramento and chuck shots up and chase rebounds all over the place when he's just
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think our time is up.
Listen.
What?
So I'm going to the draft, by the way.
Where's the draft this year?
Vegas.
Oh, that's right. You're just looking for an excuse. Do you get like any former player pass stuff?
Yeah, there's an event for us this year, so I love that. Get to see guys. So it's
Barry
a good
Sanders.
Then I go to Vegas. So
Yeah, I know. Where are you staying?
Um,
When is the draft? What weekend is that? The weekend after Easter?
29th.
Okay, so the weekend after Easter's the 17th, so it would have to be in multiples of 7 after that. Because that's how many days in a week there are.
Yeah. I'm
The
staying at
24th.
Bally's, but I might change.
Well, you might upgrade with all that money you saved in New Orleans.
Saved from what?
The airfare you said you switched, right?
Oh, I actually did spend to go out there, but I didn't save. That's like buying something because it's on sale. You still spent the money.
Well, the more you buy, the more you save.
Right.
All right. So anyway, we'll wrap it up for this week, and Luther, I guess we'll be back next week. So yeah, for Luther Broughton, I'm Micah Warren, and it was great seeing everybody. I thank everyone for commenting. Some were even nice to us, which is fantastic. We'll take it.
Yeah.
No,
Lenny is.
well, you used her name on the air. Oh man. Well, I will
What?
at least say I'll at least go tell the girlie at least you left her alone this week. Thank God for small victories. Anyway,
I'm in her
Luther,
DM right now. But you're wrong.
man, you see that? I got to head upstairs and make this happen. Stop. All right. Anyway, look, we'll see everybody later. See you next week. Take care.
Go Heels.